I think Origin's always been, from the beginning, I would say pioneered. They were one of the first bands to do the space bit, and the whole amateur astronomer. And I think it stays along those lines. I've tried to keep it along those lines, because I took over primarily the songwriting on Omnipresent and for this one. And because Paul and Mike don't want to be fucked with it, so I'll do it. It's fun. It's my job. I only have one. And I try to stay as much along those lines as possible, as far along the lines of, like I said, totally amateur. What would we call it? Amateur astrophysics.
Amateur astrophysics.
And it's just whatever is, it's fascinating to us in general, and any kind of stuff like that, or whatever philosophy or psychology, anything that's just interesting to us at the time. I think the Omnipresent was kind of more of a front-to-back space rock opera, in my mind at least, as writing it. But
I can see that.
So this is more of a, the tracks are more individual for what they're about. Some of it's about, and some of the content is just goofy stuff that I'm into at the time, because we're all giant nerds, and I've been on a kick of the Dune book series, so if you're versed on that, I'm sure you can find a couple references in there for that. Some subtle, some not so subtle.
Right.
But so it's just whatever interests us at the time, whatever's cool. I think on the last album there was a song or two that was about like comic books that I thought were rad. But it's better obviously to leave it up to interpretation and keep it ambiguous. I try not to be, I'm not singing about fucking Wolverine slashing people.
Right.
Like some bands. Generally, I like to wait for the music first. I don't sit and I don't have like notebooks full of like lyrics and poetry or whatever that, I know some people do that. And if it works for them, that's great. But I like to have the music in front of me and write around the music. So some of these, my part comes last, when everything else is finished. So some of it, we've been here, we've had plenty of time in Kansas. John and I came from New York, Paul came from California. So we've had plenty of time here to prepare, and I think this has been one of the most prepared albums they've done in like years, most ready to go right off the bat. I think they had a history. Omnipresent wasn't that bad, but before me, I think they had a history of just frantic scramble in the studio to get shit done. But it always turned out great results, so
absolutely.
Can't really complain.